Okay, and we're back. We left off where we had everything declared, all the objects we wanted declared. We had all the objects initialized. And now we've got to populate the game tree. And doing that, what that means is putting things into other things, like putting the rooms in a root, okay? Putting the items into the room. But it also means making sure navigation works. So let's go ahead and I've got this one helper method. And remember I said the root, all the rooms were in root. See, it was, well, the world has a handle to root. It's called world.root. And I'm adding the room as a child. So anytime I add a room, I'm just putting that into the root game object. All right. And it occurred to me that there's probably other helper methods that we could really use. When I was when we were going through the Q&A session earlier, I was setting a lot of things up, and I was thinking, well, this we could probably use a helper method. So I'm going to try to create some helper methods. I didn't actually try these out yet, but I'm going to do it now. So helper methods are typically private methods, private void. I want to be able to connect two rooms, two rooms that are going like beside each other from north and south, and two rooms that are beside each other east and west, because there's going to be a lot of that in the game. I'm going to use a lot of cardinal directions. So you don't have to use these, but I'm going to try them. I'm going to try them out. So north, I'm going to call one north-south connect. And it's going to take two rooms. The first room will be the northern room, and the second room will be the southern room. Okay? And so let's do that. Let's add a room, north room, room, south room. Okay, and now all rooms have a map, a direction map, which tells us where to, how to get to another room. What other room is in that direction? So I'm just going to say here, north room dot set room direction, and I need a string denoting the direction. So if I'm north, I'm in the north room, I want to go south to get to the south room. So to get to the south room. Okay, all right, that looks good. And if I'm the south room, I want to set my room direction for north to end up in the north room. This is nice. Now, one thing here is, what if there's a door in between these rooms? I wouldn't mind taking care of that right now. I think what I'm going to do is the following. Okay, I've got this helper method. And I'm going to copy it here. And I'm going to put a door in the middle of these. So door, and this could be just any old door. And what's going to happen with the doors in typical cases is the door is going to be a child of each room that it's in. So if a door is between two rooms, the same door is going to be a child of both rooms. Sounds a little weird, and there's other ways to do it, but for simplicity, that's how I'm gonna do that in this game. Okay, so in other words, if there's a door between the kitchen and the living room, and you look at the door in the kitchen and the door is open, well, if you look at the door in the living room, the door should still be open. Okay, so that solves that problem. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to, instead of repeating this, this is a void method, right? So I'm going to call north-south connect, okay, without the door. And I'm going to connect these rooms. And the north room should go first, and the south room should go second. So now these rooms are connected. In other words, the set room dir map, okay, should work correctly. But I have to worry about the door. So for the door, we've got set door dir. All right. So, and we have to set the door. So I'll show you that right now. North room. See, we got set room dir, and that gives the room in that direction. But we want to give the door in that direction too, because the door might be closed. They might have to open it, etc., etc. And so in the north direction, if I'm going south, right, I want to set the door to door. Okay, that argument right there. And the same thing if I'm in the south room and I'm going north, I want that door to be there. Okay. So north, door. Let me see if I did that right. Set door direction south. If I'm in the north room, there's a door in the southern direction. If I'm in the south room, there's a door in the northern direction. So I'm pretty sure that's right. But now what I still have to do, because I want people to be able, I want the door to be in scope, I have to set the door as a child of each room. So I'm going to say, and actually I'm going to, yeah, I'll just do it down here. It doesn't. Add child door. And south room, add child door. Yeah, to both of them. I got to add the door as a child. All right. Boy, that looks great. I think that's going to make my life a lot easier. Now, this is the north-south, okay? But I still got to do east-west. All right. Let's see if I can be clever with this. I'm going to copy both of these. North-south, I want to correspond to east-west. I'm going to try to copy this, and if it doesn't work, I'll just, do this manually. But what I want to do is I want to change all my norths to south and all my norths to east and all my south to west. So I'm going to search for north. And I want to look at some of these things here. This is match case. I don't want to match the case. Oh, maybe I do want to match the case. I was hoping that it would, if it was capitalized, it would keep it capitalized. If it was not capitalized, if it was lowercase, it would keep it lowercase. Let me see. Maybe there's a way to do that. This is new line. I'm going to hit... I just search for things with Command F. In Windows, it's probably Control F. Now I'm going to replace with Command R. And it will open up a new window underneath. And I think this is what I want. I want to replace north with east. North-south is going to become east-west. So north gets replaced with east. And here it says preserve case. That's exactly what I want. Okay? So I don't want to replace all. I want to be more in control. So I'm just going to replace one at a time. I'm just going to replace. And looks like it's going to start here at line 101, which is good because I don't want to mess with the original. Okay, so line 101, it highlighted that, so I'm just going to go ahead and replace that. And at 102, I'm going to replace that one. At 103, I'm going to replace both of those. And notice it is replacing with lowercase letters. Okay, so I'm going to keep going there. North, north room. I guess they're all lowercase letters, so I didn't really have to worry about this too much. But it's good to know that you can replace lowercase with lowercase. Good to know that you can preserve the case when you're replacing. And so south, I want to replace with west. Again, I want to put my cursor at line 100 because I don't want to do that before. So I'm going to do south. I'm going to do west. And I'm going to keep this case sensitive. I'm going to replace, 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 replace. And notice, okay, south room, replace. And notice I'm saying east-south, and the south is capitalized here. So I want that to make sure that's west with a capital W. And it is. Fantastic. Replace, 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 replace. I'm just keeping an eye on the capitalization, make sure it's working correctly. And boom. I think that looks pretty darn good. And these things here are not errors. They're just notifications that it's finding something. And this looks good. I'm not getting any errors except this error here where I'm moving a player to the current room. I have to have a current room. I have to have a room here before it moves that. I'm gonna keep that error there. I'm gonna ignore it. Okay, so yeah, fantastic. So I've got high hopes for this. We've initialized. Okay, we've initialized all the rooms. I'm sorry, we have, but we've declared all the rooms. You declare first. We've initialized all the rooms in the constructor. We haven't populated the rooms. We haven't put items in the room yet. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about that. I want to see if navigation works. And I want to see if these two methods that I created work. These two private helper methods, north-south connect and north-south connect door, east-west connect, and east-west connect door. Because I actually have that, right? The garage is going to be north of the driveway. The kitchen is going to be, let's see, east-west connect. The kitchen is going to be east of, the garage is going to be east of the kitchen. Okay. And outside house is going to be south of the kitchen. The kitchen is like the room in the house. It's like the one you go into. All right. So I wish I had a diagram of that. I think I do somewhere, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just go here and see if I can get this working. So my navigation, I want my navigation to be after I have initialized all the rooms and after I have initialized all the doors. All right. So, and here's where I've done that right before I initialize the player. Okay. So let's do navigation here. And I'm going to say navigation, and I'm going to say use helpers when feasible, when available. Okay. Okay, use helpers when you can. That makes sense. So first of all, if I'm outside house, okay, that's a south room to the kitchen. So the kitchen is the north room. So I'm going to say north-south connect door. There's a door, and that is the front door. Okay, so the north room is going to be the kitchen. The door is going to be the front door. And the south room is going to be the outside house. And if this works, I'm going to be so happy. So that's a north-south. And then the driveway to outside house is east-west connect. Whoops, it's an east-west, and there's no door. I'm sorry. Right, it's an east-west connect. So the east room is the driveway, and the west room is outside house. There's a north-south connect with no door. The garage door just stays open all the time. I was asked that in the Q&A. Let's just assume that for simplicity. So that's just a north-south connect. So the north room is going to be the garage, and the south room is going to be the driveway. And then between the garage and the kitchen, we are going to have a connect door. And that's going to be an east-west connect door. Okay. And the east room is... What is the east room? The east room is the garage. And the west room is the kitchen, but there's a door in there, and that is going to be the side door. And the west room. I'm sorry. The west room is the kitchen, right? All right. So... Oh, and I still have that error in there. And I'm going to move the player to the outside house. All right. And now is kind of the moment of truth. Whether this is actually going to work. Now, one problem is that doors are, I forget if doors are locked or open by default. Well, let's just run it and see what happens. If we run into a door that's locked, we'll handle it. So we'll see if I can run this at all. Okay, so I'm hoping that if I click on submit, then I'll be outside house, and I am. The outside house needs a description. Fantastic. So I'm going to go east, and that should, whoops, I got to click on the input field here. I'm going to go east, and that should take me to the driveway. Driveway needs a description. I'm going to go north. That should take me to the garage. Nice. I'm going to go west, and that should take me to the kitchen. Ah, the side door is closed. So therein lies an issue. And let's how are we going to solve this issue? I'm going to solve this issue by creating the house key. And I'm going to say the house key opens both the front door and the side door. All right. And I'm going to put the house key I'm not going to put it in the flower pot because, well, maybe I should put it in the flower pot because there's no puzzle yet. So why not? If the flower pot is a container, I should be able to see the house key in there. So why not? Okay. You might not normally do this, but let's see if we can. House key. There's the house key. It's called the house key. And after we've initialized everything, then we construct our game tree. Okay, so constructing the game tree is putting things inside of other things. And have we even added rooms yet? I guess we haven't. Okay. But for the sake of consistency, I do want to add these rooms. I've got a helper method called add room. And I want to add room outside house. And I want to add the driveway. And I want to add the garage. Oops. And then I want to add the kitchen. Okay, so I added all the rooms. The directions I took care of. Okay, so these are actually done above. Okay. I did the directions right after I initialized everything. Right? Here's the navigation. So I'll just say directions. I'll just say done above in navigation. Okay. But the doors need more. The doors have keys. All right. And in fact, I want to ask myself, I don't know if I can set the key. Oh, setter for with key. I can set with key. Okay. I can I can initialize the key right here if I have the key name right here, but I can also set it explicitly. That's what I would rather do, so that's what I am going to do. So I'm going to go back to my game, and over here in doors, I'm going to say front door, set with key. House key. And I'm going to say side door, set with key, house key again. Okay, so they both have, the house key will open both of these things. Now, I don't know if doors, let me just check about doors, whether they're locked by default or... so is open, is locked. If this is a Boolean and this is declared like this in Java, is open is going to be false and is locked is going to be false. So the door is going to be closed, but it won't be locked. I guess that's fine. Then you can open it and you don't need a key. And let me look if I'm setting it anywhere. No. Except right here. So let me go ahead and I want to lock both of those doors. Let's go back to my game. And so front door, I set the key. So front door, I want to set locked to be true. And side door, I want to set locked to be true. And honestly, I think it's better to do things this way. Right after I set the key for the door, I want to set lock to true. In fact, I know that I'm also going to set open to false. Okay, and I know it's already false, but you know what? When you read it this way, it just reads better. Okay, I like having this explicit like this. So side door, set open to false. The door is closed. Okay, but I can't test this stuff out until what? Until I actually have the key. I need the player to be able to take the key. So for that to happen, I need to make sure I put the key in the flower pot. And I need to make sure that the flower pot is in the outside house room. So let's go ahead and do that. So containers, wait, where am I? Am I in the construct game tree? Yes. So for the containers, the flower pot is a container. Do I have access? Did I initialize that key? I said I initialized all the objects, right? Yeah, house key right there. Okay, so I want to first put things in the room. Add items to containers. I'm going to make one here called add items to add objects to rooms. I'd like to do that first. So that's where I'm going to say outside house, add child, flower pot. Okay. And add items to containers, then here's where I'm going to say flower pot, add child, house key. Okay. And now I think this is great. I'm hoping that we'll be able to test the game pretty easily now, and make sure most things are where they should be. And obviously we didn't add every single thing, but I want the keys to be able to open the doors. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to hit submit. I'm outside the house. I see a flower pot here, which is fantastic. So now I'm going to examine the flower pot. And because I think it's assignment 9, I can examine it by just saying examine pot. The flower pot needs a description. Ooh. But it's not giving me the contents of the flower pot. Interesting. All right. All right, let me look at the container's description. I think it's because the description is actually empty. And the description is telling me, actually, I don't know. Let me see if I do this. So for containers, I'm going to do this. But set description to a small flower pot. And I'm going to see if this changes anything. Okay. Let's go ahead and run this now. All right, you see a flower pot here, so I'm going to go to the field. I'm going to go examine pot. A small flower pot. It's not doing what I wanted it to do. It is not, excuse me, describing the contents of the flower pot. I think because I worked on box, if I made the flower pot a box, that would be, in fact, in the interest of time, I think I'm going to do that. Because I know that boxes work because I tested boxes. We tested that in Project 10. Okay. And I'll just make it a box that's always open, I guess. Or I'll try. Or that's open by default. So flower pot, I'm going to make that a box. And I'm going to declare it as a box too. Okay. And where is constructing the game tree? Where are my containers? My containers are right here. I added the flower pot to the room. I added the key to the flower pot. I put in a description. And now I'm going to ensure that the flower pot, I'm going to set Because it's a box now, I should have more. Yeah, it's openable and lockable. So I'm going to set open to true. And I'm going to set locked to false. Okay, so I'm kind of cheating here. It's you don't need the locked and open fields of a box for the flower pot. So it should be a container, but something's broken in my container, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm pretty sure this will work with a box that is open and unlocked. Let's find out. Okay, there we go. You see a flower pot here. Examine pot, and now is it going to show me the contents? Small flower pot, yes, and it shows me the state too. And this is the thing you would not need. The flower pot is open. If it was a container, you wouldn't have a state description on a flower pot. So I'll work on container later. That needs fixed, and the flower pot should be a container. But in the flower pot, you see a house key, and you can say take key. And I can go north, and the front door is closed. I can open, well, I can try to open the door, and it says it's locked. I can try to unlock the door, and I have the key, so it is unlocked. And by the way, I can just type I, and I can see my inventory. I'm carrying a house key. So now I can go north, and the front door is closed. And watch this. I don't know if this will work. Examine door. There's two doors here. There's a front door and there's a side door. The front door needs a description. The front door, I think it's just using the first one. Examine side. Oh. Okay, so there's still a few things to do here, and I think they're better done in a coding session. I'm going to go south. Oh, I'm outside house. I'm sorry. I thought I was in the kitchen. Oh, the front door is closed. I have to open it. Duh. And now what if I type examine door? The front door needs a description. It's giving me the first one. It would be better if it said, which door do you mean, the front door or the side door? Examine side. Wait, oh, I'm still outside the house. Oh, the kitchen needs a description. Now I'm in the kitchen. Examine side. The side door is closed and locked. All right, I'm not going to worry about this too much. I'm pretty close to where I want to be. I could always unlock the side door because it has the same key. And now I should be able to go east to the garage. I have to open the side door. Okay, and I should be able to go east to the garage. The garage needs a description. I should be able to go south to the driveway. The driveway needs a description. West to the outside house. I see a flower pot there, and the outside house needs a description. North to the kitchen, and everything is working. Navigation-wise and door-wise, I'm still getting a few glitches there, but I'm very happy. If everybody can get this far, well, not quite this far. You would still need to get where you have shelves, a shoebox, everything has the right description, and everything is in the right place. Get to that point, and then start working on the main puzzle, which is the wall lamp, okay, which we can talk about in a coding session, hopefully on Friday. All right, folks, thanks for hanging in there with me, and thanks for the people who attended the live Q&A and helped me out. I'm sorry we didn't get further, but what you guys said in there really helped me kind of arrange my thoughts and get to this point, and I think this is a good point to leave it at. All right. We'll see you in the next video, folks.